All right, welcome to today's live stream. We're coming again to you live on a beautiful month of May. Yeah, it's gorgeous. It is absolutely a gorgeous day today, and it's a great day to dive into really a piano instrument that has been around for quite a while. Pianoteq is one of the first. Well, if it was the first, it was the first virtually physically modeled piano. Okay, so let's say that again. The first physically modeled virtual piano instrument that was available on a wide scale. And the people at Modartt, they have just sunk so much research into this. And let's just take a look at the website, at Modartt's website real quick, and just kind of see what this is all about. So Pianoteq is just an amazing, it's been around for a long time. And so it's not only one physically modeled piano, they've created a whole collection of different piano models. And we're going to take a look at some of those today, and not only acoustic pianos, but electric pianos and harps and all kinds of different things. So the exciting thing, though, about the latest version of Pianoteq version 6 is that Steinway & Sons has officially licensed, they've officially partnered with Steinway. So when you pull up a Model D, well, it is officially endorsed by Steinway, which is really good. And you can go to modartt.com or pianoteq.com, and I'll leave the links in the description, and just to get into some more details. But it goes in and breaks down some of the concepts of physical modeling, and you actually have a breakdown of just the different parts: sympathetic resonance, the sustained pedal resonance, the scale resonance, the sound variations in repetition. Because the notes, when you're playing a real acoustic piano, you can hit the note the same, but it's not going to sound the same. And that's one of the things that really attracted me to Pianoteq, is that it responds to how you play. You're not playing back recordings, you're playing back interpretations of your performance based on these mathematical models of the piano components. So there is a whole lot going on here. So I would encourage you to go to the Pianoteq website and just absolutely just to discover more about what's going on with that. So let's take a look at Pianoteq itself. And here we go. Let's just kind of dive into this. And I'm going to stretch out the interface a little bit. So just looking at this, I popped one of the lids down. And so you just have a very straightforward interface here. And I've got the keyboard hidden. So let me just show you that. Oh, okay, where's the keyboard? Yeah, so you've got a little arrow that drops down the keyboard. You've got like 4 pedals represented here, and I only have one pedal, the sustain pedal, and you can see how that's responding there. So let's look at some of the controls, and I've just pulled up the Steinway Prelude, just kind of like a default preset. So you've got tuning. You can adjust for different scales, how the unisons are, and one of the cool things is that they have like little pop-up tooltips, octave matching, and so you have some fine-tuning of all of these things. Voicings, you can, the hammers and the length of the piano, how hard the hammers are, so much is going on here. And the design, like, what is the string length? Can you imagine a piano that has like a 10-foot string length or a 20-foot string length? Well, you can adjust that. So 30 foot, like a 30-foot string length. So that's how interesting this is. So I'm just going to kind of play through some of these. And if it's your first time here, welcome. I'm Simeon with PraiseTracks.com. And and I love being able to come and show you these marvelous instruments, and it's just such a fun time for me. This is like the extemporaneous review channel, so it's like what you hear is just exactly what I'm experiencing at the time we're looking at this. So. And I really like Pianoteq, you know, probably about the best of the physically modeled pianos, because they have such a history and have put so much work into developing these models that you don't have that uncanny valley feeling as much. So let's just get into this, and I'm going to just kind of play in different dynamic ranges. And this is one key. I'm going to go ahead and set this here, is the velocity. I get a whole lot of comments about why doesn't my piano sound the way that it sounded when you demonstrated it. Well, a lot of it has to do with the velocity curve, and I'm going to set Pianoteq as moderately fast, and you automatically see this curve that I love to see. This is what I like to see, especially with the keyboard that I'm playing here. Is just not a linear from lowest to the most extreme, but a nice gradual curve, a little curve in the middle. And you can actually calibrate your keyboard as well to, yeah, see? So when you play soft, it responds to that. We'll get it. We'll tune it up here a little bit. And if you have any questions while we're here, just while we're live, go ahead and just leave them in the chat area there. And okay. So beautiful. Well, you know, staccato mode, because you're not looking at samples. You're looking at actually what is being played. So let's see. So let's see. We're going to play. So let's see. Yeah, so every time you hit a note, it's going to take what you're playing from the keyboard, and it's going to interpret it. If it's a short attack, then it's going to try to emulate that. Yeah, let's see something here. Just making sure you guys can hear everything okay. And oh yeah, that's the fun thing. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, we're just getting in the groove here. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so let's do this. Yeah, so you were mentioning the Ivory Man. The Ivory Man was mentioning something really kind of cool, because we're not working with samples. We're actually working with just like a virtual representation of a piano. So you have this slider here at the bottom, and it goes from mint condition to worn or just totally destroyed. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to play something, and I'm going to move that slider over. Okay, and then we're going to move it over. We're going to move it, and watch the display. Watch the GUI kind of turn. I'm going to keep going. We're going to drop this piano off. Yeah, you hear the. And listen, I've played some pianos like this. Yeah. Let's see. Let's move it back. I like it better over to the mint, but it just shows what's happening. It is just taking this. It's just taking this piano and just really mangling it in ways that we wouldn't do, you know. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I think we're getting there. I've got my engineer out there listening, and you guys let me know if you can hear everything okay, and just give me a thumbs up. Or see, we could stay with the Steinway D all day, pretty much. And that's one thing I fell in love with Pianoteq when I first started playing it. It was like, oh yeah, man. The thing is, because you're dealing with physical models, 50 megabytes. Because you're not dealing with gigabytes of samples. You're dealing with just an algorithm or a mathematical formula. It doesn't take up that much space. Yeah. And then the action, you've got control over the damper positions, and because you have like the modeling, and you've got the 4 pedals, you've got the sostenutos, the una quarta pedals, you've got soft pedaling, you've got all kinds of things that you can do, and you can save these as custom presets as you would like. And so you also have an overall volume, and then you have dynamic range as well. And this is another cool feature. So let's look at the mic. Can we see those mic positions here? Yes, we can. Okay, so look at this. This is like the mic positions. You have You have up to 5 different mics that you can place, and you have a virtual graphic of this. And I can take the lid. Now watch this. I can take the lid and I can drag that lid up and down. See, now I'm going to hold the cord, and you hear how it closes, and yeah, you can hear a little difference with that. So let me see what the mics are. Okay, so you have choice of mic models even. So this is based on a U87 figure 8 pattern. This mic, let's see. Yeah, so you can see, we can move the room around. We can take this mic, let's see, we can take the mic, we can actually, I can actually take it and move this. Yeah, see now, I'm gonna, yeah, see, you hear the difference? And if you're listening with headphones, you can really hear it. Now I'm gonna move this mic far away. You can see overhead, and you can see looking straight at the piano where these mics are going. And they're set in figure 8 patterns here. Yeah, we can move it way back in the room, and we'll kind of, now that to me is pretty incredible. So you have control over the mics. And so let's do this. Let's, man, so you've got a C14. Let's see, let's put that over here to the outside of the piano. And let's kind of angle it that way. Yeah. Now let's go ahead and just, let's turn them off so you can just hear what I did. See, you have the ability to mix the levels. Yeah, see, now that's just on the left side. Now let's bring up the C14 on the other side. Like in a tree. And then we can raise the volume up. It's like a mix, it's like a virtual mixer. So it takes the responses of, not only did they model pianos, they modeled microphones. And you've got them sitting right here in this room, which is really cool. Okay, so before we get too crazy, okay, yeah, so you have this little square. Okay, look at this. I mean, this is what just really impresses me. Just going to ask my control room just to make sure everything is sounding good. And okay. Yeah, let's see. Let's do this. Oh, well, yeah, we can fall down the rabbit hole pretty quick. So let's go ahead and look at other pianos that I have here. You've got the Steinway D, and you've got different presets for that. And you probably can't see the browser because of the way, well, let's see. Let me see something here. I'm going to switch, let me switch views here so you can see what's going on with this. Let me see, can you see that? No, I don't think so. Let me see, because we're live here and I want you to be able to see exactly what I'm seeing here. Okay, so, yeah, we're going to enable the desktop version. And that way you can see, we can make sure that everybody's able to see everything that's going on here. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay, now when I drop down, yeah, there we go. I've been wanting OBS to try to figure out a way that we could fix this where it can show you these overlays here. But if you look here, I have acoustic pianos. I've got a Steinway D, and you've got all of these presets here, like a, let's see, like a jazz recording. Let's do that. Let's load that up, and let's go back. Let's see if we can go back out of here. Yeah, there we go. Let's go back out and see. And it changes the velocity curve again, so I'm going to go moderately fast because that's what I like. And let's look at the reverb. See, we've got different effects. So we're going to change this and go to effects. You've got reverbs, compressors, and EQs. They've just packed so much in here. And yeah, and this is the Steinway D with the jazz. And I'm going to turn the reverb off just so you can just hear just the dry. Yeah, you hear a little resonance, but you can make it as dry or as wet as you want. And they've got it like in a jazz studio here. And it's just got that nice little top end on there. Isn't that cool? Okay, let's see what we got here. Do we have that? No, that's so. Okay. Wow. So let's go to another. Let's try, and they've got a Bluthner model, and so I've got Steinways, I've got a Bluthner, a Kawai, and Yamaha. So we'll and then I've got some electric pianos in here as well. So let's just let's pull up the Bluthner, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And you know, I saw some, and if you see Iron Man, if you've ever seen Iron Man 1, there is a scene where Obadiah is playing a Bluthner and the Bluthner has a different tone to it. Yeah, you hear down here, just like some body, just a nice. Yeah. Yeah, you hear some of that. And then let me just see just the range of the dynamic range. You're not worrying about 32 sample layers or how many layers of samples there are, because it's almost an infinite number of layers, and it's calculated by when you play the keyboard how hard you play it. All right, that's cool. Now let's pull up one of the Yamaha patches. Now the Yamaha is going to sound, I'm just going to pull up the Yamaha home, and I haven't saved, yeah, the dynamics are great on this because it's reacting to what you're putting into it. So now let's just check out the Yamaha here, man. So the Yamaha, here again, here we have that nice cut through. Yeah. So yeah. And I don't even, let's see, I don't think I even have, yeah, I've got a little delay. You've got a little reverb in there, but it just kind of just makes it pop. It just has that little extra life. I hate it when you play an instrument and you feel like you're hitting a wall. I like to feel that thing just go right out into the air. Just kind of have that life going out. Yeah, and you've got a little bit of that. And again, it's depending on how you have this set up. So that was the home. Now let's just choose another. Let's just go to like the pop, like a pop setting here. Yeah, so moderately fast. Yeah, and I probably should have saved these before, but here we go. Yeah, so we've got, okay, immediately I hear some compression. Yeah, we've got some compression here. Yeah. Just crisp. And then you can just let it jump out at you, you know. Yeah, just got a little Bruce. Yeah, and that compression just kind of helps to pull it in some. Okay, let's pull up the close mic version of this and take a listen to that. And you hear all those sustain resonances here. And I'm going to pull up a different kind of reverb here. Let's pull up a long plate and yeah, that's very nice. Very nice. All right, let's go to the Kawai, and let's pick the like a studio recording setup here. Okay, yeah, and the Kawai is going to have again another sound. A Kawai is kind of like a cross between, to me, like a Steinway and a Yamaha. And yeah, I think, oh man, it's just like I get so caught up with the with what I get caught up very easily in where I am. You get lost in this. Oh man, you get lost in this. And the thing is about Pianoteq is that I guess I love the real-time feedback that I'm getting. So it's like the concept of playing back a recording, or playing the actual instrument. And because, you know, you have, I guess when you're talking about sampling, you have, I guess you have to call it a surrogate player between you and the instrument. And Pianoteq and the physically modeling concept takes that surrogate layer away. So basically on traditional libraries, when you play a note, you send a message to the sampler to go out and find that recording of that note and interpret that note. But that note was played by someone else in another location, see? And so that is, it gets into just a really interesting area, because what happens is I am playing Pianoteq directly. There is a direct interaction with me and the actual tones and notes being played, because Pianoteq is calculating a brand new set of sounds every time that I hit a keyboard. So that gives you so many different options. And just real quick, just for fun, I want to show you something. Let's see if we can do this. I'm going to pop this up here, and let's see. Come on, let's see. Yeah, here we go. You know, years ago, for about 20 years, I've played for a Christian artist named Larnell Harris, and so I traveled. Sometimes I always had like an acoustic piano. In rare occasions, there would be a time where there wasn't a piano available, so I would have to play a digital keyboard or something. And you know, it's like I prefer all of them because each one brings something different. And I don't know, sometimes when I'm working with a project or something, I'll start with one piano, and then it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right, and then I'll move to something else, and I'll go through and I'll search until I find something that's just speaking to me at the time. But like with this, I took my MacBook, and I knew we were not going to have a keyboard, so I loaded Pianoteq onto a MacBook, and I took it and I used it for the whole concert. And one of the cool things about Pianoteq is the fact that the whole time that you're playing, so the whole time that I've been playing now, it's been listening in the background. And so you go when you're using the standalone. I'm hosting this in a DAW right now, but if the standalone version is listening to you play, and so I took it to this concert, and then I posted this picture on my Twitter feed, and you can follow me at Twitter at Praise Tracks. And so this is a screenshot of the MacBook, and it's showing all of the recordings from the beginning of the concert to the end. And it captured, and then I could go back and listen to these MIDI files here. So during the course of like a 90-minute concert, I played 37,652 notes. So it's like, and then it breaks down. It breaks down like 3 minutes. So, and it's like a song, or like I'm playing in between a song, or I'm playing like consecutive things. But just imagine just how many. You don't realize how many notes you're playing. It was so cool. I was able to capture this that night. So 37,652. And that was back in 2015, but it blows my mind what you're able to do. Okay, so wow, let's go into another cool area of Pianoteq, and that is the electric pianos, and the same thing applies. So you have like modeled Rhodes, and you have modeled Wurlitzers as well. So let's see. Let's go ahead and pull up just like a Rhodes Mark I with some chorus. Yeah, and so you see how the interface changes. And when I was in high school, I played one of the suitcase Rhodes, and you can do the same thing with the keyboard here. And you have the mint and worn slider here as well, so you can slide this thing over, and it's going to get pretty nasty here. Yeah. Yeah, just kind of the tuning starts to go, and the action starts to. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. And sometimes you know, like the question earlier, you know, which one you prefer. Sometimes you go through so many different things, especially if you're like me, if you're a reviewer and you are always going out and looking for new products and things to show and to demonstrate, and a lot of times you just forget what some of the older ones that you reviewed earlier, how really beautiful and cool they were. And that's one of the things, is that we're so spoiled, I guess, because we've got so many choices available. Yeah, this is a really nice bite. Yeah, you hear that hammer and that kind of thing. And that's one of the things too. I agree, Edhulo, is that with like an electric piano, you capture some of that character of the actual instrument, and see here again you have trade-offs. Because with sampled pianos, you have you know, quote unquote a living instrument, a living, breathing instrument. So that's a good point. And because you're dealing with real physical things instead of virtual mathematical things. So yeah, so that is a great point. And so now here's the Wurlitzer. Yes. Yeah. And sometimes perfection is really doesn't sound as good as just what happens kind of naturally and organically. Yeah, so that Wurlitzer has that really cool reed effect. So let's see. Let's switch to this so you can see what's going on here. The models that you've purchased, of course, they're fully unlocked, but you have all of these. They have a Bechstein, Petroff, Steingrabers, and upright pianos, and they have limited scales, but you can just kind of preview some of that. Harpsichords, concert harps, Celtic harps. They've got atonal things, just all sorts. Xylophones, and steel drums. So you know, you can download Pianoteq and just demo the instrument yourself at the link in the description below. So yeah, wow. So we're going to wrap it up. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at a Steinway B as we wrap this up today. And I've been wanting to do Pianoteq for a long time, and it was so funny. I got a message saying, "I wish you would do Pianoteq," and it was like, "Yeah, how did you know? That's the one that I'm going to do next." So, wow. So this is going to be a Steinway B. Yeah. I think the acoustic pianos do sound really cool. Okay, so this is like a dry room, but I want to put it somewhere else. I'm going to put it somewhere else here. Let's go to a medium hall. Yeah. Sometimes the smaller grands just bring another beautiful texture, beautiful tone. And I just want to thank you guys for watching and supporting us, and when I say us, I mean my family, and support what I'm doing here, and I just love and appreciate the opportunity. Reminds me of, I guess, Desfinato, Jobim. I just don't know what I'm going to do it when until you get into it. I love Joe Beam. Yeah, see. Okay, so, I hope you've enjoyed our time today. And, again, I never know exactly where we're going to go. Yeah, I love that. Wow. Man, and I'm just having too much fun. So, thanks for joining me today. And again, if it's your first time here, I would just encourage you to subscribe and click on notifications so you'll be informed when we go live again and just take another adventure into just these beautiful libraries and virtual instruments and what is possible. I mean, that's what I want. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So until next time, if you have questions, leave them in the comments below. And I just look forward to coming back with you again. If you have any questions or, just leave them below and I will just get back with you, do my best. And once again, thank you for joining and for supporting, for all of that. And hope you have a great rest of your weekend and we will see you real soon. All right. Huh? Did the sound finally get up there? Huh? Well,
whatever you were doing, and I thought, well, I can't keep saying something.
well, because I did, because see, I was looking at this, and I had it up pretty loud,
I had to turn mine almost all the way up.
and then it was like it was giving me these good readings and stuff.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was coming out, my voice and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, yeah, but was it okay?
Oh yeah, I love the songs and that's so good. How do you feel about it?
Yeah,
What do you think about it?
I felt good.